What up? We are live and I am late. I'm Tony Sanders. This is What's Your Grails. I'm your host. And tonight I got a special guest with me from New York Warriors, Bigeez Comics.
Yo, what's going on, good people? My apologies. We were just trying to get, together, get it straight, but everything happened finally. So we here.
Yeah, we got it all straightened out. We had to get it lined up, but we got it all situated out. So as you know, this show is about grails, and personally, like what people prefer, because grails differ from a lot of people, and it's not always the same. And I need to get a little East Coast perspective on this. Biggs, what do you consider like holy grails? What do you consider them?
Well, first I just want to say, before we get to Grails, I'll say, thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure. I know you've been trying for the longest, and my schedule is busy, so I give you a hard time probably trying to get on. So my bad for that.
Oh, it's cool, man. I was like, I kept persisting. I was like, man, we gotta get Biggs on something. I was like, I gotta get him on one of my shows. I gotta get him, and I was like, and finally the stars aligned. And then they was trying to mess with us when we tried to hook it up. I was like, no, we're gonna get this show going.
Yeah.
Let me go. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna give a couple quick shout outs. We got my moderator, Comic Books NYC. And Biggs, if you never checked out his channel, go check his channel out.
I know comics. Yeah, check this channel. Yeah, definitely.
My moderator, Bake the Snake. We got our Arsenio Romez, the Doom 143, Fuchsia Only, Soldier Only, Joker M21. I think you might know that guy too, huh? Yeah. Bonafide Comics, Comic Noob. Let's see, Comic Book Brother. Good to see y'all in the chat. So go ahead, Biggs, and tell us what you think your holy grail, like holy grails are to you.
All right, so a holy grail to me is a book that's like unattainable, So for me, a holy grail is Action Comics #1. Obviously, like that one. I know people's like, oh, well, you'll never get an Action unless you hit the lottery or something like that. But to me, that's like the ultimate book there is to have. #1, because Superman is my favorite character, not because he's like the most, to me, like he's the, the beginning of everything, but that was my father's favorite character. And when I was younger, before I was into comics, my father wasn't really into comics, but he was into comic characters. He would say, yo, wouldn't it be cool, like, if you could fly like Superman, something like that. So as a little kid, I always like, that was my imagination. I wish I could fly like Superman, so that's why I grew the love for the character for the first time.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's no doubt, because like that's like something like it's personal to you, and it's like. And that is like a holy grail to a lot of people. It's like, I've never seen one. I've seen videos, but I've never seen one.
Oh.
Yeah, like that's like, some people say holy grails are that, with the detective, was it 27? Is it
27?
Yeah, Detective 27. And all those books, and grails are a little bit more attainable to me. That's like, you can get a grail.
Yeah. And, I did get a person. I did get, I do have a couple of books that I consider grails though, because I can't get that mega grail. So I try to say like, what's the next best thing? What can I get close to an Action 1? Basically, what I mean?
Yeah.
So I start going out for some Golden Age books. You know what I mean? So I try to get something. Let me show, like this one here. Like this is probably as close as I can get to an Action 1. I'll settle for an Action 82.
Oh yeah. So, 5.0, you can't beat that.
Yeah, for a Golden Age book, 45. So what, 70 something years old? Can't beat that.
None of us was kicking around, man.
Yeah, not even my grandfather is this is older than my grandfather.
Yeah.
So
see, that's a nice book right there too. Is that now? Did you upgrade that one? Because that's the one you said.
Yes. I originally got I had a 2.0 copy. Well, it was originally a PGX 3.0, and then so then we cracked it, and I had Erod press and see what he could do with it, and then we submitted to CGC. It came back a 2.5, which that's not bad.
Speaking of Erod, your master presser is making an appearance on the hunt.
Yeah, he told me. Actually, Erod works maybe like a few blocks away from my job.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Y'all
So
keep it close.
yeah, so he came the other day. I had some books that I gave him for submission, you know, that he's gonna press and clean for me,
Yeah.
and we're gonna submit him to CGC.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
told me he was gonna be on the hunt. Yeah.
I keep bugging y'all. I'll be like, yo, hey.
No, he's excited for it though. You know, he's excited for it. It's
Well,
cool,
that was
yeah.
like what tripped me out though. Was like I was watching one of his videos and he brought it up at the end of the video, and I was like, well, I didn't even know. I was like, let me see if he wants to get on here. But
Yeah.
yeah, like Grails to me, like I said, like, and then like when Reggie was on the show, we were talking about different kinds of Grails, and like and people were talking about cover Grails, you know, like how you have the cover Grails, and then you have like personal Grails, and then just Grails themselves, like, you know, a Hulk 1 or, you know, Amazing Fantasy 15. And then like there was a new one that people started talking about, and that was like an artist Grail. And it's like, I was like,
that's
okay.
true.
Yeah.
Your favorite, I guess your favorite drawing or cover from your favorite artist.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I have a personal Grail that I
right.
consider a personal Grail. If you guys want to see it, you've probably seen it already. But I question again, what can I get close enough to an Action 1, right? When it comes to those like Superman titles, like what's out there? Superman #1, right? That's another mega grail, right? That's another holy grail, basically. So to me, that's practically unattainable if I unless I win the lottery. So
exactly.
The next thing, that's what's left after an Action 1. What other #1 could I get? So I was hunting this book for a long time. Superman's Pal Jimmy Olsen #1 from 1954. So to me, I consider this one of my personal grails. It's a very rare book. To this day, I've been on YouTube now about 5 years, and I haven't seen anyone post it unless you have.
No, I was gonna tell you, you're the only person I've ever seen that's posted that.
Yeah, like I've never seen anyone post this book. I've only seen it maybe on eBay once or twice. That's about it. Not too much.
And that's a cool book though, because that's like his first ongoing, and then like that leads off into like, you know, was it the first Dark Side and all that stuff like that?
Yeah, it goes all the way up to issue 134. That's the first cameo of Dark Side. You know, and then Forever People #1 is the first appearance of Dark Side. First full.
What cracks me up is that like that's another debate of cameos and first appearance, because like he's in like a little TV box when you see him. I'm just like,
yeah, he's on a little screen. You know, and they can. But that book, you know, the reason it's more valuable than that Forever People #1 is the covers done by Neil Adams.
Yeah,
Neil Adams. You know, Neil Adams, all his covers are money, and then the interior is done by Jack Kirby. So
yeah, that's where's that one at that I know you're a fan of, and I love that book myself. Hold on, and I've showed it a few times. If it's over here. Oh, I might have moved it. I think I moved it up. Let me see. That is unusual. Where's it? Oh, yeah. I know you're a fan of Superman. I'm sort of a fan of Superman, and you was talking about Neil Adams, and I always show this one off every time.
Oh yeah, I love that book. Yeah, I have that book also. Yeah, it's one of my favorite covers.
I was talking like when I had Who Dat when we did the Grail show with Who Dat said that Neil Adams hated the cover because how long the leg is. I was
he said that DC made him put that, you know, the writing in there, the kryptonite. They made him specifically put it there, so he had to extend the leg. You know, it's not proportioned, right?
Yeah, and that's what he said. And I was like, well, I mean, he made it look good though, even though it's like the leg is super long. He made it look super cool though.
Yeah, you can't really notice that until he points it out.
Yeah, and I was like, that's hilarious to me. And it's like, but that's a cool little like Superman book. And there's a lot of like books that people consider grails, and it's like and I just like, you know, I'm just trying to get the grasp on like how different it is for everybody, because like I've yet to like find anybody that has like, you know, basically the same grails. You know, everybody's is different, nobody's is the same.
Yeah.
And it's like in personal grails, especially personal grails, they're because I heard me and Jeff Johnson got something in common, and that is we are both on a mission to get the first books signed of Image by the creator.
All the creators, yes, that's right.
Yeah, so I heard him saying that. I was like, I'm doing that too already, because I was like, I got if you can see back there, it's the let's see, I'll take it off of here, but this is Wildcats #1, and I got it signed by Jim Lee in a 9.0. And dude, I like, that's my mission right now. That's my 2019 goal. That's, you know, it's a personal grail for me. This is an artist grail for me. This is what I call an artist grail, because it's like I love his artwork, and like I want an Image to me was like they changed the whole thing for me. So I want all those first books signed, and those would be like a personal grail. I'll do like a show off whenever I get them all done.
Yeah, that's dope, man. They, you know, that's the first creator-owned company, so you know, like you own you own everything you do. So
and it's like hey, tell Jeff Johnson I'm going to see 2E2. If he needs Mark Silvestri's signature, let me know, because I'm going there.
Oh, that's awesome. I hope he's watching. He should be hearing that right now. You know, you hear that, Jeff?
Yeah,
Mark Silvestri.
Give a kick.
You know, he got Liefeld already, so he don't have to worry about. You don't have to worry about Liefeld. He got pictures with Liefeld and everything.
Me too. I'm like that. He's like the main reason that I actually started collecting was Rob Liefeld, and that X-Force 1 back there.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I got back into collecting. That's the reason why I'm doing YouTube, and it's like kind of a crazy deal. So it's like like.
When I was younger, we ate that up, man. Like that was our shit. I'm 39 years old, so for me, X-Force 1, all those, you know, the New Mutants 87, all the way up to 100. That's everything that was coming out in our era, you know. So like that's what we was all into, you know. Everybody looked like Cable. We loved it.
Yeah. Oh, he ain't got no pouches on. He ain't got no pouches. Take it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we don't care about feet. All we want to see is the hands.
Yeah, the hands and the big gun that you really can't carry.
That's right.
So I'm gonna do a little unboxing real quick, because we were just talking about that, and I'm now this is let me see this one. Yeah, this one right here. This one is a grail for me in a different reason. So I don't want to give it away and show everybody, but this has been on my list, and that's nice. And the dude I got it off eBay. The dude I ordered it from. Now I could have got a 9.4 or a 9.2, but you know I'm not a grades kind of guy. I'm more of a I want to own the book.
Yeah, I got you.
So I'm just gonna give y'all a little hint. Like this is how the box came. I thought this was cool as hell. So,
nice.
That's how the box came. I was like, all right. So if you don't know what it is, you should already know. And this is an artist grail for me. This is not because of this character. It's because it's a.
Oh, nice! Congratulations, man.
Signed by Rob Liefeld. That's the reason why I went with the 8.5, because I was like, it was signed. I was like, I want it because it's signed. It's in an 8.5. It's signed by Rob Liefeld. This is a grail for me because Rob Liefeld is like one of my, all-time favorite artists. He's the reason why I'm back doing this, collecting. It's White Pages, 8.5, CBCS. And it's newsstand.
Yeah, right. Like Seawood newsstand.
So this was on my list for 2019, and I finally got it marked off. And I'm glad to have this in my collection. And like I said, this is a great, like, all right.
Yeah, man, that's dope, man. Congrats.
Thanks. And on, like, people always assume, like, on the X-Force, like to me, I always say, like, Sunspot was always my favorite. Like, I don't know why. I just love that character, and he resonated with me. So I always liked that character. But I was glad to get this just marked off my list. I mean, like, I've pretty much like knocked off a lot of stuff on my list this year.
That's good, man. That book, I don't have that book. I have a New Mutants 87. I used to have that book when I was a kid. And that book, I beat it to hell, man. I used to have it folded in the back of my pocket. I used to bring it with me to school. I used to always trace on it. I used to put my little line paper and trace on it and copy. You know, it was. You know, it didn't survive. It didn't make it to adulthood.
It was like everybody had it. It was like, you know, because back then 87 was the one you wanted, and then like 98 was just like, oh hey, you know.
Yeah, we didn't know who the character was. We're like, who's this guy? You know.
And TJ the Slab Dragon, I'm not posting it on Instagram because you always burn me.
You got to post it for Friday. You got to post it for tomorrow. First appearance Friday.
I know.
First appearance Friday. Come on, you got to do that. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna find something. I'm gonna tag you so you can post it. First appearance Friday.
Oh man,
I'm gonna pull out my New Mutants 87 and I'm gonna post it. And then you're gonna have to do that one.
Oh man, you gonna make me do it. Like TJ gonna burn me because like if you don't know the story behind TJ Watson, I posted. Matter of fact, I will show the book because it's still sitting over here. I posted this Haunt book. It's a 9.8 signed by Ryan Otley because I'm a Ryan. This is more of another personal growth because it's signed by Ryan Otley. He's one of my favorite artists.
Yeah, he's cool. He's dope.
He did Invincible, and you know I loved Invincible. And I posted it on Instagram, and like I got a DM message, and it was from TJ, and I looked, and it was like, oh, that's a nice book. And then it said underneath it had a picture, and it was 9.9, and I was like. I was like, dude, I was like, no more.
Oh, he went up you.
Yeah. So that's like he wants me to put this 8.5 up here. I was like, it's okay. I know. It's an 8.5, but like I was just happy to get it, man.
Listen,
like,
low grade is better than no grade. My boy G-Pap says that all the time. Yeah. And you know, speaking of like grails, another other books that are grails to me are the Batman villains, because you know, like I said, I grew up in the, you know, I was a kid in the 80s and a teenager in the 90s, so my thing was all about the cartoons. Batman animated series, you know, had the best. I think it's the best storytelling when it came to the villains, you know, Batman villains. So I start collecting the villains a little bit, you know, the Batman villains, to try to get their first appearances as much as possible. So I have this one here, Neil Adams. Batman 234.
Oh, first modern two.
First
Two-Face? Yeah.
It's the first appearance of Two-Face since the Golden Age.
Okay.
That's how you word it. Yeah. First appearance, because it's a Bronze Age book, but his last appearance was in the Golden Age. He didn't appear, he skipped the whole Silver Age.
Dang.
You know? Yeah. So that's first modern. How to memorize that. First appearance of Two-Face since the Golden Age. There you go. Signed by Neil Adams and 3.0. You know, it's fine. You know, it's fine. It's signed by Neil Adams. I love it. I'm not gonna sell it. This will always be in my collection, and that's, you know, another villain. Let me just, while I'm showing the Batman, another favorite villain one of mine is that one right there.
The Riddler.
Yeah, Riddler. Batman 171, and this one is signed by Joe Giella. Right there, Joe Giella is the inker of the cover.
Sweet.
Yeah, he's pretty old too. He's probably like 93 years old, but real nice man. His signature is nice, and he's still signing.
Yeah, that's what they said, because Thanatos had got his signature like last year, and I've seen.
Yeah, he did the Hal Jordans.
Yeah. You got some books. See, he got some Grail. See,
yeah. I saw he got those first Hal Jordans, first Star Sapphire.
Yeah, first Sinestro. He had the first. Sinestro. Yeah, I'm trying to get him on the show too, but it's the scheduling. We're trying to work that out. We're gonna get it worked out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I said, Grails are, you know, just to me, like it's just like a phenomenon that happens, but it's like different people have different things. Like TJ, I bet TJ Watson's whole collection to him is a Grail. So let me give a quick couple shout outs real quick. Not part of your scene. We got Rag 718. Then we got Who Dat Comics and Movies. What is up? My boy Jeffrey Comic Con, one of my moderators. And yeah, man. So like a lot of this stuff, like for me, like I'm always like on eBay looking, you know, like checking prices or, you know, trying to find some books, you know, that I consider grails for myself. And everybody knows I'm a big Captain Marvel fan, and it's like and I always get like, they're like, oh, he's not Captain Marvel. I'm like, to me, he's Captain Marvel. I'm sorry. Yeah. But I'm always like looking for like the first appearance of him, and then like the Carol Danvers or whatever appearance, 12 Marvel
Yeah,
Superheroes 12 and 13. And I'm always looking for those. And it's like I see them, and it's like I pass up on them because like it's either I don't want to get like if I get that book, I want it like in a high grade. That's what my deal is with that one. It's like,
yeah,
and that's on my 2019 list, and I pass up on it all the time because I want it on a high grade. And it's like I see it, and it's like that's like
yeah,
I know I don't care about low grade or whatever, but it's just like that book for me is like even though I hate the green and white costume, that's like the start of my love for that character. And it's like
yeah. When it comes to grades, like on certain books, I to me, I base it on the year of the book. Like if we're talking like a Bronze Age book, like 1975, mid 70s, late 70s, early 80s, I'll take a 80, 7.5, around
yeah,
that. That's like a very fine, right? Those grades.
yeah,
So Silver Age, I'll go lower. The Silver Age, if it's a big character, it's a big key, then I'll take what I can get as long as the cover is attached, staples are attached, and looks
yeah,
decent,
presents well and stuff. Yeah,
like
and
no rust.
yeah, and I know I was like the other day I was looking because I have that Avengers 87 back here, and I was looking at Fantastic Four 52, and I was like, man, and they had one that was like a 1.8, and I so thought about getting it, and I was like, man, I should get because like I'm a person that's like when I get like something I want it in threes.
Gotcha.
So it's like that's the origin told. So I already got the second appearance, which is 53, Fantastic Four 53. So I was like, I need 52, and it's like that's how I kind of collect. Shout out to Tech 31 Kid, what's up, bro? And that's like some of my quirks or whatever. And it's like
Yeah,
and like my whole Spider-Man black suit setup
yeah,
there's it's what is this? 8.5, an 8, an 8.5, and then a 9.2. And it's like I just wanted the whole set.
yeah. That's right. Yeah, and you know what? They all look good together too. All the
Oh yeah.
black Spider-Man suits, like all the covers,
Oh
the
yeah.
Marvel team up.
And it's like those are like that's like a grail to me because I like the black suit, and it's just like I had to
Yeah,
have all that together.
I feel the same way about those. To me, those are like girls. Like I gotta have all the black suit appearances.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I got the first one, and I was like, man, I gotta get the. And I seen you had sold. I was watching the auction that night when y'all were selling the.
Oh, I sold my 9.0. Yeah,
Yeah, I seen it. I was like,
but I bought another one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought that was cool. I was like, but that's what and that's what it's about. Sometimes is
Yeah,
like who that said. Sometimes you gotta take a book that you could take like he would take he said he would take like one of these and
yeah,
turn it into something like like a Hulk one or whatever or
yeah. That's right.
and it's like and then matter of fact that's what Reggie was talking about doing too because that's what Reggie's actually doing too is he's got like I think 3 Spider-Man 300s or whatever and he's using those to trade to get
Yeah, you barter, you upsell to upgrade to something else. That's what I've been doing with the auctions. That's the reason. For I always said this. I've been saying this for the last couple of years now. The best resource for comic books is our own community. So the community gives the best deals. You're gonna get the books packaged the right way.
yeah.
And it opens up. I know eBay says the largest store in the world for comics, but we're pretty large also, as a community. And if you're in California and that one's in Texas and this one's in New York and that guy is in North Dakota or whatever, there's stuff in all those stores that we don't have in each other's stores. So we could look for each other. You think you have that in that store? Yeah, I got it. Just get it. I'll send it to you. PayPal, whatever. And it's the best way. I've gotten a lot of books that way.
Oh yeah. Quick shout out because we got. I think I seen Manny. Manny NYC is in the chat. Model Vault, and then we got Mr. Gretzky 9966, and then I think I seen one more person that was in here. Jeffrey's really great at this. I suck at it. So. But yeah, to me it's always about trying to keep stuff in the community, which is cool. That's all that I sent those books to the EGS grading service and got them graded or whatever. And it's like, I'm giving them I gave them a shot, because it's like they're from us, they're us and they, and I was like, keep it in the community. So I was like, hey, let me see what y'all got. Let y'all do y'all's thing, and I'm just like, and I tried to set them up.
Yeah.
But they came through, so it was kind of cool. So I'm not, I'm not really sweating.
Listen, you can't knock something unless you try it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I was always a firm believer of that. I gave PGX a try a long time ago. I did a whole order. I have old videos. I mean, and those, like intense videos of PGX. They're grading the whole process from beginning to end, and they steered me right, but sometimes they steered me wrong. It's the same. Every company has its ups and downs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? CBCS right now, their times are it's horrible. I'm still waiting books from New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're still waiting for those to come. I've had issues with CGC. CGC has messed up one of my books big time, and they don't, they don't like to take responsibility for what they do. So it's everyone has every company has their up and downs.
Yeah,
so
it's bro, no kid.
Oh, that's Manny. Yeah,
Manny just say what he want to say, but it's like, it's to me, it's like every grading company is subjective. You might send. Cause I've watched your videos where you would send like one book, you crack it open and send it to another place, and then you get like either close to the same grade or a little bit different.
Yeah. I've done the experiments. I send this book right here. I don't know if you can see it. That
was it the Defenders?
Defenders. Marvel Features Defenders. First appearance of Defenders. That was a CGC 9.0, off white to white pages. I sent it to CBCS. It came back a 0.5 lower, 8.5, but white pages.
Oh man! Well, that white pages worked out for you, though.
I know, right? At least
he's got the white pages. Like that's what.
Even when I opened that, I saw it was white pages. I'm like, yo, they missed that completely.
So you got another book that you want to show off?
Yeah, I got one more book. So this next book is a grail because like I said, product of the 90s, 80s. So one of the best cartoons ever made was X-Men on Fox.
Oh yeah.
And that's where I gained my love for Wolverine. That whole series was about Wolverine, that made you really like, damn, this character is badass. He's dope.
What's bad is like we hear the theme song in our head every time.
Yeah, and you hear the the shink from the claws coming out, his growling, So from that point on, once I started getting into comics, I looked for comics with Wolverine on it, and once I got to a teenager, I realized, what his first appearance was, it was Hulk 181, and I would see it on the walls at my, local comic shops in Brooklyn as a teenager, and I would see the prices like $500-600 around there, between $400 and $600 depending on condition, and I was like, wow, that's expensive. Wow, I would never get that, you think back in the 90s, that was big money, so as we got older and the prices just started going up and up and up and up, I was like, damn, I'm never going to get a Hulk 181 now because it's just way too much money. And then came along where I found Instagram. And on Instagram, I found some of the raffles. I was like, let me take a couple of chances. I took a couple of chances. Bam, I landed at 181 on a raffle. So I won this one right here. It's a CBCS White Pages 8.0. Hulk 181, first appearance of Wolverine on a raffle.
That is clean. That is like, I couldn't have luck like that.
Yo, when I won this book, it was like about 2:00 in the morning. It was 2:00 in the morning. I was getting the DMs, I'm about to do this now, and I'm in bed. My wife, she's at work because she works like in medical facility. She works a night shift in the medical facility.
Hold on. Manny said, bro, that's mine.
I got another story about that one. If you guys haven't heard, I'm gonna tell you. It goes together with this one.
Okay.
So I look at it and my name comes up. He said Bigeez Comics. I said, "Oh, yo!" I almost passed out of my bed. I was like, "What the fuck?" I hit up my friends. I hit up Manny because Manny. I speak to Manny almost every day on the phone while I'm traveling to work, and I went crazy, man. I called my wife in the middle of the night at work. I said, "Babe, I just won a Hook 181." She said, "Oh, congratulations, but what is that?" Yeah, so check. So right, so I won the book. Whatever. I took to the fellas, right, and what was I should have won one, right, and I tell Manny, I said, "Yo, this other raffles, you should just try one. You never know. You know what I'm saying?" So he went. There's a raffle. I forgot who was the person that was doing that raffle, but it was another Hook 181 8.0 CGC. So he had to pick two numbers. So he tells me, Biggs, what numbers should I pick? And I told him, I said, you know what? Pick number 1 and number 40, right? So he was all right. I'm gonna pick number 1 and number 40. Yo, the next day, bam, he hit the number 40. He won the book also on like a $20 raffle.
Oh man, man. See, that's crazy. I never get that lucky. I mean, like the most recent thing I've done is I bought, what was it, that Spider-Man booth box or whatever, because like those have been real big and people have been posting those or whatever. And I went ahead and bought one of those, and it's supposed to be in the mail on the way coming or something like that. But it's supposed to be a chance to win the first appearance of the Green Goblin. So I was like, give it a shot. But
the spider booth, yeah. Manny just corrected. It's Exillusion. It was Exillusion's raffle on Instagram.
Oh, okay. He got so he got him one too.
Yeah, so he got a same grade. The only thing is his is off white to white pages.
Oh man, he's crazy. So I got one more little box I can open up, and
all right.
Is so. Like I said, like these boxes, these books or whatever that we hunt down, and we go out and try to find and spend like sleepless nights up on the internet looking for.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy, but and then when you get them, it's like I have mine set up where when I come home, I just sit in my lazy boy and I'm just like looking at that and the TV, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like, man, I've done a little something.
Yeah.
What you got there, man?
A treat.
Oh, Rice Krispies treat. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I gotta take a snack break. My wife insisted. Is this what I think it is? Oh shit! Excuse my language. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put that away. We won't talk about that. But yeah. So this book I ordered, and I talked to the dude when I ordered it. I try to get it cheaper. I always try to get something.
Yeah.
What you pay for it. But. The dude was set on his price, and it wasn't a bad price. And I never had the book. And once again, it's more of an artist grail. And you were just talking about it.
Oh, nice! Look at that. You got the matching pair, man.
Yeah, so I got
the sub
at 8.5 white pages.
Yeah, that's fine though.
But yeah, so I had to get both of them together, signed both by Rob Liefeld. So.
That's what's up.
So I had
That's like Everett Otto, linear.
Yeah. So I was like, had to get those. So it's like I got that one. I got 87, 98, and then I got X-Force 1 back there, all signed by Rob Liefeld. So
nice.
That's like one of my accomplishments so far. So
yeah, that's dope, man. Those books look good together. You put them together. It's like the Spider-Man black covers. Yep. They just line up together, man.
Oh yeah, and see that's where I was just like, and then the only thing that could have made it better is like if it said like Todd McFarlane somewhere on there, but I was like, screw it.
Yeah.
As long as I got Rob Liefeld's signature, I was happy.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Congratulations, for real.
Thanks, man.
Now you got back-to-back Fridays, man.
Yeah,
I see.
I was thinking about like doing it both together, like put all three of them together. Like,
Yo, just kill everybody on Friday with that, right?
like,
Put every bam. Here you go. This is my first.
This could count for what was it? First appearance Friday, signature Saturday, and show off Sunday.
And Slab Saturday, Slab Sunday, Mutant Monday. You can post that thing every day.
Oh,
I'm looking right now at your 141 over there. That's one of the books I'm waiting from my New York Comic Con submission.
oh, for real?
Yeah, I had a old CGC label, the first generation label, 8.0, and I cracked it. Had E-Rod press and clean it, and we had Manny had actually Manny hooked me up with it. He had Chris Claremont sign it for me at New York Comic Con.
Oh man!
And then we submitted it. Yeah, so I'm waiting for that to come back.
No wonder you sick. You like, oh, I need my books.
Yeah,
like,
I'm trying. I'm dying to get my books already.
And it's like I remember because when I sent those two, I kept emailing them. I was like, do you have them? Because that's when they were doing the move. They were moving from Florida to Texas.
Oh damn!
And it was like I kept emailing them. I was like, and they were like, well, we're in the middle of a move, and I'm like, okay, or my books in Florida, or are they in Texas? I was like, where are they at? And I was like, but they finally, got them to me. It took like almost 7 months, 6 months, something like that. But they finally showed up.
Yeah.
And the other one was what was it? Let's see, it's in here somewhere. I show it off all the time, but
oh, Gomez in the house. Everybody, broski.
Gomez.
Gorilla Grotto 5.
Yeah, it was this. It was
Who Dat Comics and Movies?
Yeah. It was it's Captain Marvel Generations, and it's a Stan Lee signature.
Oh, okay, nice.
Not his best signature, but at least I got, like I wanted a book with Captain Marvel his signature on there, and I was like, I at least got one. It's a 9.6 white pages, and I was like, that's a personal grail for me because like that character means a lot to me, and like to have Stan Lee's signature on it was like, just
they verified it, right? The signature verification.
Yeah. And then I remember when y'all had the CBS president on there, and he was talking about they weren't going to do any more verifications. But then, like Stan passed away, so I don't know if they're doing. I think they're still doing them, aren't they?
You know what? For Stan, I'm not sure because the thing is that with Stan, his signature at the end got so bad that it was kind of hard to verify them.
Yeah, because see, like this one isn't like the best one. So it's like, but you can still like when I sent it in, I was like, man, I hope they can tell that's his signature.
Yeah,
but he because I remember y'all talking to the
Steve Barak. Yeah, he was on there. He was saying that at some point that they're gonna stop completely verifying Stan's signature just because they're getting an overflow of all the bad signatures that he's had in the last couple of years. So
it's like that's a book that'll just be in my collection forever. And then you're a 90s fan. I got New Warriors #1 signed by Stan Lee.
Oh, as long as it's not a 4.5.
No.
Then you're good, right? Because Jeff, you gotta let Jeff know that book you cannot submit a 4.5 New Warriors #1. It's all right. We give him hell for that one.
So it's double signed. It's signed by Mark Bagley, which was the artist on it, and Stan Lee, and it's a 9.2.
Oh, no, there you go, Jeff. You gotta learn what's telling. You see, 9.2, bro, not 4.5. He's gonna kick my ass when he sees me.
Let me get it. I'll get it down so he can see.
That's right. Hey, show it to him. No, but shout out to my boy Jeff Johnson. We just playing, man.
So this was like a personal grail because again, this team in the 90s was like one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So to have it signed by Bagley and Stan Lee, it was just like a double treat for me. So
yeah, hell yeah! Look at that, and that's a nice. That's one of the nicer Stan Lee sigs right there.
Yeah, it's a good Stan Lee signature. I was like, when I seen it, it was. What's good about it was like when I bought it, like I was just looking for a New Warrior signed by Mark Bagley, and then like I was skimming through eBay, and then I seen one, and I was like, why is it says Stan Lee on it? And I was like, and the dude had it for like a decent price, and I messaged him, and I was like, do do you still have this book? And he was like, yeah, I got it, you know. And I was like, is that the price? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, so I paid for it right as soon as I got through talking to the guy, and I bought it. And sad to say, like a couple of weeks later, Stan passed away, and I know that guy is kicking himself in the ass. Kicking himself for selling this book, because this book is not going nowhere from my collection. This is like
no, yeah, that's a keeper, man.
Yeah, this
definitely
like this team, like, you know, because like Nova, everybody loves Nova, and it's like
yeah.
And I always make fun because it's like I don't like Sam Alexander, I like Dick Ryder. So,
Nick, yeah, that's right.
Dick Ryder. So. So
I want to give a shout out real quick to Ray Jr., one half of the Comic Book Fanatics, joining the chat.
Oh, what's up? Then we got Wolf Blitz, Gorilla Grodd. Ooh, liking the covers 4963. Hulk Nuts. You ever watch their show?
No.
But you ever get a chance? I got issues in Hulk Nuts. They got a show that they do, and they're like it's pretty off the chain. They don't hold back on what they say, and it's like and that dude, like I had him on one of my shows, to slab or not to slab, Hulk Nuts, and yeah, dude's real down to earth, real cool dude. I got issues. He wears a panda helmet.
Oh yeah,
and
I just subbed him right now, so
yeah. So yeah, he wears a panda helmet, and like there's some good collectors, man. They're on point about their stuff, and hilarious, just hilarious guys to hang out with.
Nice.
So, like, anything that you're looking for in 2019?
Yeah, well, this year I'm trying to get, and it seems to keep escaping me because I just don't want to pay these prices for it. I'm trying to get a giant size X-Men #1. You know, because it's an X-Men thing, it's a Wolverine thing. You know, it's Colossus is my wife's favorite X-Men. My wife is a big fan of X-Men. She
really?
loves, she loves. My wife has her own collection of Walking Dead. It's crazy. She has every Walking Dead from from issue 100 to current, and then the lower numbers she has in between. You know, like we don't have a whole run, but most of the keys we have. Anything from under 100. She has the hardcover collections up to volume 10. She has like 1 million. She has all their Pop figures. She has all their McFarlane figures.
That is cool, man. Like, my wife's always like, and she blames my brother-in-law because her brother was the one that took me to the conventions.
Yeah.
And so she's always like, I wish he would have never asked you to go to those conventions. And I was like, why? You know, she's like, because I took over the living room, turned it into a man cave.
Little by little, that's why you see that. There's the living room. You see that. I have my rack over there.
Yeah, and she's always like, I can't believe that you just like you're into buying these books, and it's like she knows they're worth. You know, she knows.
Yeah.
And in the long term, it's an investment. That's but it's not like I'm doing it for like to flip or for like money purposes.
Yeah,
I'm doing it because I love the hobby. I love the books. I love looking at the covers. I love reading the stories, and it's like sentimental to me. Some of the stuff because like when I read, like when I have a digital copy and a regular copy of this. When I read this, it takes me back to the 90s, and I remember the 90s. That's what it does, and it's like those are stuff that that I teach my kids, and my kids are big comic book fans, and they love, like my son loves Moon Knight. And Jeff Johnson actually sold me a book off of auction of Marvel Spotlight on the Moon Knight.
His first solo series, yeah.
Got it from Jeff Johnson.
Nice, congrats.
And so, that's my son's collection. He has a whole like Moon Knight collection, and I'm trying to get was it Werewolf by Night, the first appearance?
Yeah, 44 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know, but like I
think it's 44. Yeah, first appearance of Moon Knight. Yeah, that book is getting pricey, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. He don't got no movie. Like nobody's talking about a movie. Nobody's talking about a TV show. Really, they're just like
Yeah, you know what? I think any hero that was created within like our lifetime, it's worth they're getting up there. Like, see, Wolverine, was in the 70s, right? 1974, 1975. So that's attainable because these other guys, Batman, Superman, even Spider-Man, for most of us, they were created before we were born. So we're lucky if we ever get to see those books or get those books. But characters like Wolverine, Moon Knight, no, not Daredevil, Wolverine, Moon Knight, Deadpool, Venom, Carnage, all those characters were created when it was our time. So so they're attainable still, you know. But 10-15 years from now, they're gonna be unattainable, you know.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's why, like, I always tell my kids, I'm like, they're like, they don't touch them or nothing. They look at them and stuff. But like my son has his own little long box, and he's always like, you know, he always tells me, he's like, "What are you gonna do with them, Daddy? You're gonna sell them?" I'm like, "No, that's for you to decide, because you're gonna have them after I'm gone. They're yours. They're like, you're gonna have them, like, sitting there looking at them. So I won't even be around. They'll be yours." And so he's always sitting there thinking. He's like, And it's like, now I do have a giant size X-Men. It's a PGX 2.0. But
hey, it's better than the one I have. Hey, I can say I got nothing.
Because it's like, I remember I was in a Walmart parking lot and I was on eBay, and like this dude had just posted it, and it was like, and I'm like refresh, and it was like, it came up, and it was like, the dude was like, giant size X-Men 2.0, and it was like, I think he wanted like it was like 275 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I messaged the guy, and I'm like, is the book all there? Is it complete? What's going on with the book? Why is it so cheap? You know, I mean, I know it's a 2.0 or whatever, but it's still like, and he was just like, "Nah, I'm just trying to get rid of it. You know, I'm trying to upgrade and get something else. I just need the money." And I was like, "Okay, you know." So I called my wife. I was like, "Babe, can I get this Grail book that I wanted to get?" And she's like, "Well, how much is it?" I was like, "Oh, $275, but I'm gonna try to talk the guy down." And so she was like, "Well, if you can talk him down, get it." So I ended up talking him down, like, I think it was like maybe like $10 or $15, because he was like, "Oh, I got to make something off of it." I was like, "Okay." So I sent him, you know, I PayPal'd him, got the money or whatever, and for what I paid for it, like, now they're saying like it is actually like it's like double the amount that I paid for it right now.
Yeah, the book is. I just on eBay, I was watching two of them. A beat up raw copy. I mean, beat up, sold for like almost $600. I'm like, damn, $600 for that beat up copy like that. And it's just, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. You know, I got to figure it out. But besides that, I'm trying to also get my Batman key villains. You know, the Batman 251, Batman 232, first Ra's al Ghul, Batman 181, first Silver Age Poison Ivy.
The Ra's al Ghul, that is a clean cover. I like that, like green.
The green cover. Yeah, 171, first Silver Age Poison Ivy. Batman 121, first Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, everybody keeps posting that. I see that everywhere.
Yeah, and that book is real expensive.
But what do they call him? Like Mr. Zero or something at the beginning?
Yeah, Mr. Zero, something like that. Yeah, he wasn't called Mr. Freeze until I forgot the number of the second issue. Marky 316, if he's in the chat, he has that book. So I don't know the number. If you have it, just put in the chat if you have that book, so we can know the number.
Yeah. But I've seen people post it. I'm like, man, that's a cool book. And it was like, I looked it up one time. I was like, well, not looking at that no more.
Yeah, so that's basically my goal. Then I also to take all the key issues I have in my collection that I want to keep, to get them, you know, pressed and graded and preserved. And then I got to get rid of my bulk, because you know, I live in an apartment, you know, with the kids and everything. I just got no space, man. Right now I have probably like 25 short boxes in an apartment. It's just too much. That's why I've been doing the auctions, getting rid of just the stuff that I know I'm not going to complete. I've been going towards more collected editions. I've been buying, you know, like the hardcover, you know, type books, so I can read the older books that way, in that format, and just try to get rid of all the single issues for now. And then I do have books on the pull list, but not too many. Like, I'm only reading Flash right now. I'm reading you know, the like Doomsday Clock. I'm waiting for that to finish.
Yeah, what is the hold up on that book? Like,
oh man, they delayed it so many times. I mean, it's taking forever, man. That was the beginning of the Rebirth. Remember that when Rebirth happened, that Dr. Manhattan supposedly caused the New 52 to happen, and that was the whole premise of that. And Doomsday Clock was supposed to end that, and it never did. You know, it hasn't yet. You know.
Well, I want to get your opinion since you know the Master Presser. I want to get your opinion on my giant size X-Men because, like, I've showed it to a few people and people are like, "That's a 2.0," and they're like, "There's no, you know, like they're like crack it open and get it pressed and cleaned and stuff."
Yeah, let's take a look.
Like, all right, now let me get your opinion on this because, like, everything is presented on here. There's nothing missing on the cover. Like nothing. Like everything is there, and like what I like.
Did you read the notes on that? Because with PGX, you can just email them the number.
Oh, really?
You can email them the serial number and the date of. They always put the date of when the book was graded on the label, and then the serial number, and they usually get back to you like in a day or so, and they give you the notes. Because a lot of times when you have books that present well like that, and they graded low, is because they have a cover spine split that goes up either from the bottom up or the top down, and you can't see it. You can't see that unless you actually open the book.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that a lot of times, you know, books that are graded that present well is because of issues like that, internal issues that you can't see.
Yeah, because I was wondering, because like even like the back part of it, I mean, it's just like there's like a little dirt and stuff on like.
Oh, that could be cleaned. Oh, hell yeah! Look, the top right there, that could be cleaned. That corner on the right, like where you're holding on the top.
Yeah, yeah.
That could be pressed too. I just saw like when you saw right there. Yep, that could be pressed right there. That corner, that top corner.
Yeah.
The top
right.
Yeah, that could be pressed.
And see, I was wondering about that because like somebody told me that one day. They were like, you know,
that you're so low into that book that you should crack it. That's low money you have in the book. So a little bit of, you know, pressing, cleaning, dry cleaning, and resubmitting it. You never know.
Heck yeah, I'm like,
yeah. Every 0.5 on that book, it's literally goes up like a few, not even like $100, a few $100. You know.
Heck yeah, because like I was looking at it and I was like. Like I said, I was looking at it the other day and I was like, man, I was like, you know.
Yeah, definitely crack it, man. I would crack it right now live. I did that too. Hey. You remember that, right?
Oh, and he tried to get me to crack it up, but I'm like, oh, I'm too scared to do it. But I probably will have to do it though eventually. Because like actually, was it CGC's doing the cross? Was it the cross grading thing still? Or
but that's not good if you didn't if you never pressed the book. If you never pressed to clean the book, then there's no point of sending it to them. Yeah, you might as well just or if you use someone like Erod, Erod will open it for you. You know, like you could send it to him slapped like that, and he would
open it and press it. And
for me. And he could submit it for you too. You can submit it to CGC or CBCS, whichever one you want. He has accounts.
Not CBCS, because I've never.
No, you'll never get it back. But I'm sorry, Steve. You're my boy, Steve Brock. We're friends. You're cool, but yeah, just taking. I gotta keep it real. You're taking way too long, man. I want my books already. Like for real.
It's like. Like I said, the only goals I got is like I want to like I don't know about you, but like I always want an X-Men one. I've always wanted.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And that's like it's like it's obtainable. They say it's always obtainable, and it's like, and I believe who that says. Like if you want to get something, you know, use stuff that you have to get what you want. Yeah. And it's like, and I think about it, and it's like, man, I do want an X-Men one. And I like, I'll tell my wife the prices sometimes, and she's just like, "So you want to sleep in your car, or do you?"
That's to be honest. He's right when it comes to that, because that's how I got this book. I sold a lot of stuff to get this book. This book was expensive, even in this grade. You think like a 2.5? I paid close to $800 for this book.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's a really expensive book in the low grade. So I sold a lot of comics to get this in you know, during the auctions.
Heck yeah, because it's like I don't know, and it's like I ended up getting that Spider-Man 33, the Steve Ditko, where he's trapped underneath all the rubble and stuff, and the water's coming down.
Yeah,
on it.
yeah.
I ended up getting that because that was like me and Reggie were talking about it one time, and I told Reggie, I was like, man, I like that cover. Reggie was like, yeah, I like it too. And then like Reggie made a joke because he was like, every time you talk about something, it's like you end up either having the book or it's like I think you already had the book. And I was like, no, I didn't have the book. I just went out and got it. It was like I went and got the 33, and I sent like the funny thing, the story about that book is crazy because it went from L.A. because it came from Arizona. It went to L.A.
Yeah.
Then it went to Massachusetts, then New Jersey, then it finally came to where I live at in Oklahoma. And so whenever I got the book, it never made it to any of my shows because I was going to have it on the hunt, and it didn't make it to the hunt. It didn't make it to Slab or Not to Slab. And I opened it on a like a little stream that I did where I was just showing like what I got for like a haul, and I did that. And then like as soon as I did the haul, I wrapped it up, packaged it up, and sent it off to CGC. And I haven't seen it since. And I'm sitting there waiting, waiting for it to come back. And I sent it a standard because I wanted it like in like 15 business days, I guess.
Okay.
So whenever I get that back, I'll be posting that on Instagram. Lord willing, the Slab Dragon doesn't one up me.
We just recently sent a CGC order, and I got I sent 2 books with that order. See, me and the guys, we combine our orders so that we could save on shipping. So like I'll put 2 books, Manny will put 2 books, Jeff will put 2, Marky, Ira, and then we get it. One of the books will get delivered to one of us, and then we'll meet up once a month, and then that's how we do the things.
See, that's cool. I like how y'all got a group of collectors. Y'all get to hang out and stuff.
We all met though on YouTube though. We didn't meet in the street, even though we're all from New York. We
really?
met on YouTube. Yeah. Now the only person that met that I didn't meet on YouTube was Erod, because me and Erod we go to the same LCS.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. But I met Manny on YouTube, met Marky on YouTube, Jeff on YouTube, Mike Joker M21 on YouTube. And Carlos, you haven't seen them in a while because he's been dealing with some stuff, but he started with us in the beginning. He actually works with me now in Staten Island.
Oh,
we work in the same job, but we met all on YouTube, and then we figured out, wait a minute, you live here, you live there. Oh my God, we can meet up. So then it's been what now 4 years now since we've been friends. Yeah, like personal friends now. Like where we meet up and stuff, like go meet up for like a brunch or at a diner, and we're in the parking lot of the diner with our trunks open, and we're switching out books and like dealers.
What's going on out there?
Yeah, no, it's all right, officer. It's just a comic, bro. It's just a comic.
Oh man, that is cool. And Ray Jr., yes, I do have a CGC account, and I keep looking at it every day, and it's just saying they have the book. They actually have the book. It's just the fact that they haven't done anything with the book yet. I'm like, I'm checking my bank account. Like, did they charge me yet? Nope, they hadn't charged me yet. Then I'm checking, I'm checking the site itself to see what they're doing with the book, and it's still there. So
yeah, they charge it once it gets to like the grading process, right?
That's when they hit you up. They be like, oh hey. And it's like, and I don't mind. It's like, I just want that book back. And it's like, I just like the most I ever spent to get something graded was my Avengers #4.
The Captain America, right?
Yeah, I sent that. What was it? I paid the $100, and it was like that. But I will say this: they had that. I sent it off like on a Monday, and I had it back by like I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday. It wasn't even that long.
Oh, you did that express?
Yeah. They did it really fast. I was like, wow. And it was like, I was happy about it. But like getting stuff like graded to me is like I didn't know anything about grading like a year ago.
Oh wow! Once you start that path, it is addicting. It takes over your whole collecting almost.
Yeah, and it's like like I will buy a book, and if I think the cover is clean and I want it slabbed, I'll buy another book. And so I'll have one I can read and look at, and the other one's just like sitting in a box waiting to get graded.
Yeah, well, I know about grading for a long time because of the baseball cards, and I know they graded magazines and comics, but I never actually done it until I started doing videos in the community and on YouTube.
Yeah,
And when I first started, it was all about like if the cover was nice enough, so I did it like that. Then it evolved to just it has to be a key issue.
yeah.
So, and now it's gotten to the point where it's only I only do older books now. Mainly if I do moderns, a lot of times it's moderns that I'm gonna sell to fund my so I can buy my older books.
Yeah, yeah.
That
is true. Yeah. It's like me, I don't know. It's like me, it's just like I don't know. Like I said, like the first time, like I went to the Dallas Fan Expo and I met Rob Liefeld, they were like, he signed the book or whatever, right? And they were like, "Oh, do you want to, you want to get it graded and slabbed?" And I was like, "What the, like, what are you talking about?" And I was like, because to me, like I was in the old school of collecting. And I was like, you buy the book, you have the guy sign it, you put the book up, and you have like something you can treasure or whatever in your box.
Yeah.
And it was like, whenever they said about the grading or whatever, I was like, so I went over to, it was the CDC table, and I was like, and there was a dude, from the same, he had Deadpool and stuff signed, and I went over there and I was watching what he was doing, and he was signing this paperwork, and I was like, okay, well, you just sign paperwork, and then I guess they take your book and then like they grade it and bring it right back to you. And like I asked the dude, I was like, so like when do they give your books back? And he was like, oh, about 6 months, 7 months. I was like, nah, I'm sorry, man. I'm going. It's like,
there was a convention in if Manny was in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was in August. Terrific Con.
Mm-hmm.
And we did a submission. I gave him one book to do for me. He just got the delivery today.
What?
Yeah, let's see how long. August, September, October, November, December, January. Well, 7 months almost. So we just got it back. So I just want to show you the book. I don't have it physically, but he's just sent me a picture of it. And I have this book already. This is my second copy of the book. I have a 9.4 copy. It's this one right here. I hope it'll come through.
Oh yeah, where the thing be boxing.
Yeah.
Contest Champions, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it's the first appearance of Champion.
Oh yeah,
he's the one that carries the Power Stone, the Infinity Stone, the Power Stone.
That is clear. Good grade too. I like that grade.
Yeah, it's a 7.5, but it's signed by Ron Wilson.
Ron Wilson,
the artist. Yeah, see on the bottom there.
That is cool. And see, that's like I'm like when I go to C2E2, like I said, if Jeff wants a signature, I'm getting Sylvester's signature on my Cyberforce 1 and Darkness #1. I'm definitely getting those SIGs. And I got to get George Perez's because like they're saying it's his last go around or whatever he's doing. So
yeah,
so I'm gonna go get some of his, and it's like
yeah, he's coming to East Coast Comic Con.
Oh, so y'all be able to get his? That's cool.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm pretty sure Jeff will definitely do the swell. Like he'll get your book signed and you get his. Like he he says it all the time. He calls himself the signature whore. He says I'm a signature whore. That's what I do. Last year he just got so many signatures. That's what he was doing.
Oh man, that's crazy. It's like and I don't know. Like to me, like all right, on a Grail. Do you think that having a signature on it decrease, like devalues it? Like because some collectors don't like to have signatures on books, and then some people, I'm one of the ones that like I don't really care. Like if it's to me,
yeah,
a signature on a book makes it stand out to me. That's like, and it means that you actually took the time to get that guy's signature, or either that you wanted the signature.
When I first started on YouTube, I wasn't into signatures. My friends got me, the guys, they got me into signatures. So I used to feel that way about non-signatures, but now being part of the community and just everything rubs off from everybody. So everything's contagious, so now I don't mind. That's why I got books like this. Like, these are old books that the older guys will not get signed. And I got his signature on it. I felt like, this is his work. he did it, and I would love the guy that helped create this sign it. So I'm all for it. You know, if I could have got Lean Ween to sign my Hulk 181, you know, or Herb Trimpe, I would do it too. I would crack it in a heartbeat and get them to sign it. You know,
Man, I'm gonna tell you a story. I was at this LCS, and when I walked in, I go there a couple of every once in a while. And
Yeah.
the guy and the only person I ever told this to was Reggie. And the guy had a Hulk 180 in there, and it was signed by Herb Trimp, and it was signed by I forget who. It was signed by like two people, and I know Herb Trimp was one of them.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there I was like, man, I should like actually get that book. And I was like, but I like didn't get it that day. And I was like, I had walked out the store, and I was like, well, and it's not that I didn't appreciate the book. It's just that I'm not really a big Hulk fan.
Yeah.
But I kick myself now that the fact that I didn't get that book.
That's why I tell people, man, with these older guys like Joe Giela, Joe Sinnott, they're not going to be around, too many more years. They're really up there in age. So get them while you can. You know what I mean? It's not just about getting a signature and making your book more valuable, but meet them. Meet the guys who created these characters, because you're not going to be able to see them unless you go to like a museum and see, in a few years, they're not going to be around. So you gotta meet those guys. George Perez, he's only doing 6 more appearances this year and he's done.
Yeah, that's what I was like, man. And I got like 3 books I gotta get him to sign. And it's like, I know I want him to sign my Teen Titans #1, my Teen Titans #2, and 44. And it's like I was showing my books and somebody was like, get your Infinity Gauntlet signed. And I was like, man, I should though, actually. But then like if I did, I would want him to sign on the inside of the book, not the cover.
The Infinity Gauntlet cover is a crazy cover. It has a bunch going on.
Yeah.
And if it's your for personal book too, like the inside and the bottom page, they like that. The older artists, the older creators, they like signing like that. And then when someone gives them something like that, they like, oh, you're old school. They like it.
I actually have like 3 or 4 books that I bought off eBay, right? And they were just like Avenger books, but I wanted them because like it was like Avengers 200 and like had, like some stuff to do with the first time Carol Danvers as Miss Marvel joins the Avengers, and then like the origin of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. All those books are like, well, on the inside of the 200 Avengers 200, George Perez has signed on the inside of the book, and it's like you can tell it's his signature. And then like I have the other ones he signed on the A on the Avengers on the outside.
Okay.
And it's like when I opened that 200, though, I didn't expect it to have any like when I bought it, came in a lot. I didn't even know what it, I just wanted the Avengers stuff. So whenever I actually looked and I opened up that 200 because I heard about the weird story or whatever, and like I opened it up and it was like it said George Perez at the bottom. I was like, what? I was like, and I didn't pay a lot for the books, and that's what tripped me out. And I was like, there's no COA, but you can tell it's George Perez's signature, and it's just like crazy to me. Like,
I'm gonna get him to sign my Inhumans #1, the Bronze Age one. He did that run. I'm gonna get him to sign Teen Titans #4, first Deathstroke. Yeah. Shout out to Manny, hooked me up with a nice copy of that. JLA Avengers book 4. That's the one with Superman holding, Thor's hammer and Captain America's shield. He did that whole book, inside and out, and cover. That and what was the other ones? Oh, Action Comics 649, I believe. 649 or 647. It's the homage covers to Superman #1.
Oh yeah.
The yellow cover, and that Brett Breeding did the inking, and he did the penciling. I have 2 copies of that. I'm gonna have him sign that, and that's it for now. I think that's it. I don't want to overload them. I don't want to be that guy with 10 books.
And you see them too. They come in there with them stacks. Quick shout out to Simpleman's Comics and let's see. Yeah, who else is in the chat? We got Holtness, Jeffrey, Economics, sick. Economics and Comics.
Yeah, sick. Yeah, I watch. If you guys in the chat, I'm pretty much sub to all of you guys. I do watch. A lot of times I watch like on my PlayStation, the PlayStation Network. That's when I usually watch. So, but I'm always there. I give in the background. I give the thumbs up. But sometimes I don't comment, but I do watch. I see what's going. I try to keep up to date as much as possible. What's going on?
And if you're not subbed to Manny, Jeff, Biggs, His link is in the description. Sub up to him, man. Those guys, they kill it on the auctions. They kill it like, just like in content that they put out, and it's just like if you've never seen any of their stuff, go check it out because you would not be disappointed.
Yeah,
it's not about the New York guys because Comic Books NYC.
Yeah,
I took the first time he had done a video, I was watching it, and he did the skyline, like this opened up with a skyline view of New York, and he scanned across. And the first thing I told that dude was like, leave that as your intro. Don't chase it.
Yeah, that's right. Hopefully I get to see him. We're all going to East Coast Comic Con this year. I'm not going to the Big Apple Con. That's in the city in Manhattan. So if Comics NYC is there, stop by the CBCS booth. Manny NYC is going to be there. He's working satellite for them that day. There's a lot of people in the community is going to be there. Big Line Cat's going there. Mark, I think Marky's going to be there. Jeff's going to be there today. Mike, Joker M21 is going to be there. E-Rod's, I think, is going to go both days. So there's a lot of people in the community show up at that convention.
That's crazy. That's like I was telling my brother-in-law. I was like, because we've been to like a couple conventions, and I told him, I was like, this is the first time I'm going to a convention as a YouTuber.
Oh yeah, you're gonna see people recognize you, man. That's weird. I remember when I went the first time a couple of years ago, and they was like, "Oh, wait a minute, you got the YouTube channel, Bigeez Comics." I was like, "Oh yeah, okay." You feel a little weird, like okay.
Eli, I didn't forget you.
Oh, Eli, Easy Game Home. Yeah. If you guys don't know, Eli is Manny's son. Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget him. He's in the chat. So yeah, it's like my brother-in-law was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Yeah, well, like, because when I went to Dallas, I did not know, I wasn't on YouTube and I didn't do anything like that.
Yeah.
And, but I always talked like the Great Legend and Splash Page and all these other guys, and they're like, "Oh, I was at a Dallas Fan Expo." I was like, "I was there," and I'm just and it's like, you don't know, and then it's like when I started watching videos, and it's like you get hooked, man, and you just keep digging more and more. Like how far can you go? Like how many people can you find? And it's like, and you just like
it opens a whole new world. It opens a whole new world to you.
Oh yeah, and it's like that's like where I like when I didn't know about the grading thing, and then it's like overnight it's like
you learn a lot from each other. You learn a lot from people and don't ever think you don't have enough to give. I think anyone that's always enjoyed these characters always has enough. Everybody's experience is different, so we can always learn. Always learn from everybody. From each other.
That is true. And somebody asked me one time, they were like, "How do you get on there and do that and this and that?" And and I was like, "Do what?" And they were like, "Get on YouTube and just talk and hope nobody talks crazy about you and stuff." Because I'm talking about what I love. It's a passion that I have, and if they're watching my video, they should have the same passion.
Exactly.
So it's like if thumbs down happens, it happens. But
I get the thumbs down. I don't even care. Like they really don't. They don't even realize. I used to have to worry about getting robbed going home from school every day. You think I really care what somebody says, like verbally or a thumbs down? Please.
Yeah, exactly. Quick shout out to my bro Bucha. That's one of my gaming buddies from back in the day. We used to game hard, man, play games and stuff. Wingnut, what's up? Pope Cerberus the First is in the chat. Soldier Only. Yeah, it's just like to me, it's like I do this because I love, like I remember watching Superman when the 78 Superman with Christopher Reeves.
Yeah.
Like I remember watching that as a kid, and I was like, man, that is awesome, And it was like, and then it was like to the point where like I was like, what else can I do besides watch this movie? And then it was like my mom took me to 7-Eleven and they had comic books there, and I was like, there's the guy that was flying. I want that one. Superman. I want that one. And so it went from there, like from reading Superman to like the first time I read X-Men, and I was like, dude, this is awesome. They were born with their powers. They didn't get them from an accident or something.
That's right.
And it's like, you just keep going further and further until, it's like so many good stories, so many good things going on.
Yeah.
And for them to become like, like grails, like how we talk about, how they become grails. is just super crazy. And it's
Yeah.
like, you know, you're sitting there like, I sit there and like buy these books, and it's like next thing you know, hey, this book is this and this, and I'm like, really? You know, I'm like, that's in my long box over there. Hold on a second, let me go send it to CBC.
Yeah, right. You start learning. Wait a minute, this is valuable. This is a key. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you got anything going on with the NY Warriors that you want to announce?
Yeah. This coming Monday, episode 72 of Chilling with the NY Warriors, 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm gonna have a special guest, the Doom 143. It's gonna stop by and say what's up. And then the very next day, Tuesday, again, we got Tuesday night auctions with the NY Warriors. You never know what's gonna pop up there. You know, Manny had Batman 24 pop up this week, you know, so you never know what books are gonna show up there.
Man, that's crazy. And it's like, and me, I'm just well, I got, what is it? There's a show coming up. I don't know. Oh yeah. Sunday I'll be on Bueller's channel, and I'm doing he's doing the community spotlight with me, JD, and another person to be announced. I don't know who.
Okay.
And as well as Erod will be on the hunt with us.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. And I told him,
I think that's the perfect show for him because Erod, I think out of everyone in our group, he's the one that hunts, I think, the most. You know, for books, like he's well rounded. Like although he's up to date with the new stuff and the old, you know, like he's both.
I see, like I watch his haul videos, and I'm just sitting there like,
yeah. His whole videos gives you everything. You get the modern, the what just came out variants, to hard to find variants, to Silver Age. You know, like a little bit. He has a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and it's crazy, and it's like I enjoy watching his videos, and I was just like, so like to get him on the show, to get the Master Presser on there, and see what he's gonna throw at us, because I know he's gonna bring some fire, that New York fire.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Oh, so we're gonna call it a night. We've done ran about an hour and so. So
all right,
you guys, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I gotta get you on hours too, man.
Oh, I'll definitely let me know.
Yeah,
definitely,
yeah. I you know what, I have this Monday, I have it booked, and the following one, but the third one, so it'll be in March, because the NY Warrior show, the regular NY Warrior show, not the auction, we do every other Monday.
Okay.
So I could get you in for that though, but I'll hit you up with the date exactly when it is. We usually I don't really write nothing down on that. We just go, you know,
like we're doing right now.
Yeah, that's right. We just shoot from the hip. So once that date comes close, I'm gonna hit you up, Tony, because you know, it'll be dope if you come on, you know, and that way we could discuss you know what I'm saying, and show anyone that watches us, let them know what you're about, you know what I'm saying.
Hey, that's cool, man. And I'm glad that you came on. Like, I know I hounded you, and I was like, "Hey,
no, it's all right, man. And trust me, I've been so, you know, when I first started YouTube, I had all the time in the world, man. I used to go like 4 or 5 times a week, but now with the position I'm in now at work is real tough. And then, you know, my wife, I can't be coming on every night because you know, I got to give her time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I feel you on that.
And the kids, my kids are small, you know, my kids are small still. My son is 8 and my daughter's 12. So you know, when I come home from work, it's all about them, you know, homework, whatever they need, you know, just things like that. I do all my stuff usually at 10 o'clock because they're in bed already for school.
Yep, that's how you do it. Mine will come in here and they'll be like, "Hey, you done yet, Dad?" You see they got the PlayStation on in the back there. But thanks everybody for joining us. Join me next week for another episode of What's Your Grail. Don't know who the guest will be, so I'll probably find out because I'm talking to a few people and I'm just trying to get our schedules to line up so we can get this going. But there will be another episode next week, and we'll be on Bueller's show Sunday. And I'd like to thank Manny and all of New York for coming in on the show. And you guys are great, man. I love y'all's content.
Thank you.
And like I said, if y'all are not sub to this man, sub to him, because, dude, you will not be disappointed. And y'all have a good night.
All right. Peace.